My ex-girlfriend's gold-digging parents are asking me to give them a house for free. I worked every second of my life till the age of 32, trying to make as much money as possible and saving almost all of it. At 32, I finally to quit the rat race. I reallocated my savings portfolio by having some money in stocks and giving out a number of loans to my friends and relatives. I didn't have any term limit on any of the loans, just the understanding that I will ask my money back anytime with a month's notice, and till then I will get the interest annually. This allowed me to have a very comfortable life as the yearly interest was sufficient to cover my rent and utilities and leave me with some extra cash. I would do some freelance jobs sometimes to make a little more money and always have enough money on me. At the age of 34, I met Sally and I really liked her from the start. I was very happy with her and in love with her. I did tell her about my finances, but she never really believed me and assumed I made money through gigs and stock trading, which I was doing a bit. Things got serious and we discussed about marriage and our future. She introduced me to her family when we went to celebrate Christmas with her family. She must have mentioned to her family that she wants to marry me, and they started interrogating me to understand about how much money I had, even though I tried to explain them. They didn't believe me and convinced Sally that I was broke and I couldn't afford to be married to her. After we got back from her parents, we would have frequent arguments about money, which we didn't have before. Sally, convinced that I didn't really have sound finances, wanted proof that I had the money I claimed to have, but she wouldn't believe in anything that I showed her, like my bank statements, stock portfolio. After a lot of fighting, Sally said that if I buy a house she would be convinced. I agreed, hoping it would end the argument once and for all, and told her that I will buy any house she likes. Over the next few weeks we looked at about 20 properties, but I didn't like any of them. Sally would FaceTime her parents to show them each of the property and would be upset whenever I pointed out flaws. Sally thought I was just delaying the purchase, so she finally decided on a house and refused to listen to my arguments. I once again accepted her demands and put an offer even though the realtor looked sketchy. I called up my relatives asking them for my money, though everyone agreed to give me the money. Almost everyone asked for another couple of months to pay me back. I didn't push them much as I would get the money in about 3 months' time and I had just enough money in my bank to pay the down payment. The day when I was supposed to sign the documents with the seller, the realtor tried to pull a fast one and told me I need to up the offer by 10% or he will sell to someone else. I pulled out of the deal as he was being hostile about it, but Sally thought I had backed out because if I didn't have the money to pay another 10% and broke up with me. She even mentioned that her parents were right about me being a broke con man. It's been 7 years since she broke up with me and I have invested the money my relatives returned into a number of business. Nowadays I mostly spend my time acquiring real estate and other assets from distressed sales and turning them around. A month ago I found out Sally's parents' home was up for sale as they had not paid their mortgage for a long time. I even saw Sally at the auction trying to buy back the property, but I snapped it up. Sally tried to buy the property from me for a huge discount and lenient terms, but I refused and walked away. Last week I got an unexpected visit from Sally's parents. They initially made the same offer Sally did, tried some emotional manipulation, and finally told me that I should just give them the house for free as I could afford it. I don't know what happened to me, but all the resentment that I had about breaking up with Sally came pouring out. I blamed them and their insistence of buying a house for our breakup. I said a lot of things that could have been left unsaid. They left my home crying and weeping, cursing me for making an old couple homeless. I'm not a cruel person, but seeing them in this situation has somehow provided me with some satisfaction.